Greetings, welcome, and thanks so much for joining me. It's Christian of Standing Stones Healing. Honored to have you here for another Choose One of Three card reading for your monthly messages. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Welcome 2025. We are excited to have you here. And I'm excited to have you here with me for another Choose One of Three card reading. Now, if you are new to these readings, this is how it works. You choose number 1, 2, or 3, and there is a corresponding card reading for your monthly messages. Now, if you know what your number is for January, 1, 2, or 3, you can click the link down below to go there straight away. But if you don't know what number you are choosing for this first month of 2025, I'll do a little bit of drumming and allow the number to arise for you. 1, 2, or 3. Please join me in taking 3 deep cleansing breaths to clear away everything that's come before, everything that's coming later, and to focus in on this blessed present moment. What is your number? 1, 2, or 3? Greetings, number 1. Welcome, number 1, to your 2025 messages for January. Number 1, you had a lot of cards for your first month of 2025. Holy cow, we got a lot to talk about, number 1. Number 1, you had 3 Celtic Dragon Tarot cards. So we have number 1, the Emperor. We have the 7 of Cups. And the Queen of Wands. Lots of messages coming up for you from these 3 cards, number 1. But as if that wasn't enough, you have even more cards. You had 3 fairy cards, number 1. And they are parenting and children, beauty, and quiet time. And finally, number 1, you had 1, few, don't know if we can handle any more than that, Viking rune for your January 2025. This is the rune of separation. Now, number 1, what's going on for you with all of these cards in your January? Well, first, I want to make sure before I forget to mention that right now is my Back to Center program. This is a self-paced program to help you transition to the new year with power and purpose. Now, number 1, I'm going to tell you, quite frankly, you've got a lot going on. And this program is guaranteed to help you cut through all of the everything to focus in on what really matters and to set a purposeful and intentional beginning for your 2025. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/back-to-center. The link is down below, but this program is really going to help with all of the everything that you've got going on right now. Number 1, for sure. Number 1, I also want to make sure to mention mention that on January 26th, I'm offering 2025 readings, one day only. There are a limited number of readings for your own personal one-on-one 2025 messages. That link is down below as well, standingstoneshealing.com/2025. If you want your own powerful, impactful individual reading for your 2025, definitely don't wait, because those slots will fill up quickly. But number one, here's what's going on for your January. First of all, with all of these Celtic Dragon tarot cards, what I'm getting very clearly for you is that you have some choices and decisions to make right now, number one. So you have some things you've been contemplating, some options that are laid out before you, and some real feelings of indecisiveness about these choices. Which one do I choose? What do I choose? Which way do I go? I've also got the impression that there is some real creativity in these choices as well. And so what that means is that these may be choices about your creative energy and how you want to spend your creative energy. Maybe they're choices about career, home, love. I don't know. Maybe you got lots of choices about who to date. But what I'm getting for you is that there is a sense of creativity in this choice making, and you're being encouraged to bring creativity into the choice making as well, number one. And so to go about making the choices in maybe some different ways from what you might usually do. Because at the root of these choices, number one, you can't mess it up. So you can't make a mistake here. And so as you, throughout your January, ask yourself, what do I want to choose? How do I move forward? The truth is that you can't make a wrong choice here. So all of these cups are overflowing with lots of beautiful, bountiful, wonderful things, and you can't mess it up. So you can't make a wrong choice here in your January with all of your choices, number one. You're also being encouraged that you've got some great Emperor and Queen of Wands energy around you at this time. And so these two cards are really reinforcing you can't mess this up. You've got the great energy around you, the positivity. Lean into that and recognize that no matter which cup you choose, the cups overfloweth. You've got the Queen of Wands and the Emperor energy around you. This is powerful, plentiful, positive, abundant energy. Tap into that, lean into that as you contemplate these choices. Now, this rune of separation is here really encouraging you, like I mentioned a moment ago, to do things differently. So to maybe go about the choice making in a different kind of way from how you usually do it. Bring in some new energy in that decision-making process. Separate from the way that you typically do things, the way that you typically go about making decisions. Again, remembering that you cannot make a wrong decision. Now, these things are going to help you with your decision-making process as well, number one. Number one is to find some quiet time. So to spend some time alone, spend some time alone contemplating, reflecting. The Back to Center program is great for reflecting and quiet alone time because it really takes you into some very meaningful and purposeful reflection exercises. But quiet time is really going to help you to cut through some of the clutter that's happening, to be able to get at the heart of what it is you really want, that's going to allow you to make the decision with a greater level of clarity, and to make this decision-making process a little bit easier, because it will allow you, the quiet time will allow you to cut through some of that noise and clutter that's happening here. Now, something else that's going to help you, the number two thing that's going to help you, number one, is really reflecting on beauty and what beauty means to you, and finding the beauty in this process. Anytime we're faced with a decision making experience, we can kind of get bogged down in the challenge of it, the burdensome feelings of it, but you're being encouraged, number two, to reflect on the beauty of it. Now, one of the things that's beautiful about this experience is that you can't mess it up. You can't go wrong, and you can't make a wrong choice, number one. And so whatever you choose, it's going to be okay. That's one of the beautiful things about this choice. But what is some of the other beautiful aspects of this decision-making process? Focusing in on what's in each of these cups and how each of these choices in and of themselves is beautiful might be helpful for you as well. But asking yourself what is the beauty here, and allowing that to guide you will be helpful. Now, number one that's going to be helpful for you in this decision-making process, parenting and children. Now, here's what I'm getting for you with this card. If you do have children, if you are a parent, this can be some great inspiration for you in terms of what would your kids choose? What would your kids do? WWYKD? What would your kids do? But asking yourself this question can be fun. But here is the real crux of this. Number one is bringing in that fun and bringing in that new energy and that lightness about the decision-making process. This doesn't have to be heavy. It's only as heavy as you make it, number one. And so don't be afraid to bring in some lightness to this decision-making process. Because remember, the cups overfloweth. There's lots of beauty within, and you cannot mess it up. You cannot make a mistake. So number one, I'm sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your January 2025, to making your decision, to doing things a little bit differently, and knowing that you can't mess it up. Sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your January 2025. Greetings, number two. Welcome, number two, to your January 2025 messages. Number two, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card for January is, number two, the Star. Awesome card for you to begin your new year. Number two, the Star. I love it. I got some messages coming up on this, but first, your fairy card for January is, number two, romantic partner. I love it. Got clear messages coming up on this. Great. But first, you have two Viking runes, and they are the Rune of Flow and the Rune of Protection. All right, number two. So what's going on for your January 2025? Well, first of all, number two, I don't want to forget, before I forget, otherwise I'll forget, is that coming up on January 26th, I have my 2025 New Year readings. I'm offering them for one day only. Get your own individual one-on-one reading for a really special price. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/2025. The link is down below, but if you're interested, don't delay because there are limited slots and they will fill up quickly. I also want to make sure to mention that going on right now is my Back to Center program to help you transition to the new year with power and purpose. This is a powerful little program. I say little because I offer some really comprehensive programs, but this program is not little in terms of the impact that it will make on your 2025. You can learn more and start right now at standingstoneshealing.com/back to center. So number two, here's what's going on for your January 2025. What a way to begin the new year. Holy cow. You've got some great energy around you to begin your new year. Number two, you are the Star. And Number two, I see a halo of light around you. So beautiful light, shimmering, shining, and it's time to recognize that you are the star right now. Number two, you've got star power around you. Now, does this mean that you're going to find a romantic partner? Does it mean that you're looking for a romantic partner? Does it mean that it's time to renew some of that romantic energy in your own life? Well, what I do know, number two, I cannot say for sure that you're going to meet the one this month or that you are going to have renewed love energy in your life, although it may be a good time for that, number two. But for sure, what I am getting for you loud and clear, number two, is that you are shining and it's time to, at the very least, fall in love with yourself. Now, number two, it is time to bring that romantic partner, star energy into your life. You've got it all around you, and it's simply time to harness that. Almost like number two, lassoing a star and pulling it down into your own orbit, because that's the kind of energy you have going on. And so, number two, it is time for you to really recognize your own star power, recognize your own hotness, recognize the fire and the sizzle and the energy burning up all around you at this time. And so, whatever that means to you, number two, it is time to be the star. It is time to bring in some of that star quality, that movie star quality, that attractive quality, that charisma. Yes, indeed. Number two, you've got the charisma for January, and it's time for you to own it and use it. I don't know. Maybe that means going out on some dates. Maybe that means reigniting your love life power. Yeah. Or maybe that just simply means going out on some dates with yourself, but it's time to recognize and illuminate that light within you at this time, number two. Woo, I'm feeling really excited for you, number two. I'm feeling really excited for the energy around you for your January and for bringing that out and sharing it with others, taking that energy out on the town, number two, and, whatever that means to you, shining that romantic star, attractive quality and light, that star power at the library. Yes, indeed, you can do it there too. It doesn't have to mean at the on a hot date at the bar. Walking on the red carpet. Indeed, number two, the red carpet is anywhere that you are in January. So recognize that, own that, and walk that carpet, number two. Now, number two, these two Viking runes are here to encourage you that you've got the flow of energy around you. So the energy is moving around you. You've got that star quality. You've got that star power. Bring that into your January as you move into 2025 and even allow it to extend beyond January, number two. But you've got that flow of energy around you. And so you may even want to be asking yourself, what can I touch to turn into gold this January? How can I harness this energy and extend it into all aspects of my life? That romantic, starstruck kind of energy, number two, how can you extend that into all aspects of your life for your January? And number two, recognizing that you have protection around you, that it's safe to do that. It's safe to shine your light. It's safe to step out onto the red carpet. It's safe to wear that dress that you love, those high heels. It's safe to get all gussied up. Yes, indeed, just to go to the library. And so, number two, I don't know about you, number two, but I'm inspired to do some of this for my January as well. And so maybe you might see me at the library sporting a nice coat and tie, maybe dressed in my tux, hanging out among the books. I'm feeling inspired for it as well. Number two, I can feel it that clearly for you. So, number two, I'm sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your romantic, star filled January 2025. And I'm sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your January. Greetings, number three. Welcome, number three, to your January 2025 messages. Number three, you had a lot going on for your January 2025 in terms of the runes. We're going to get to those in a minute, number three, because you had a heck of a lot of runes come out for you. But first of all, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card is, oh, number three, the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, clear message for you off of this. But first, your fairy card for January 2025 is, yes, indeed, I love it, number three. It's perfect, happily ever after. Absolutely, this card resonates very well with that first Celtic Dragon Tarot card. And third, number three, you had a lot of Viking runes. So let's see what you have for your runes for your January. We have the rune of growth, the rune of defense, the rune of wealth, and the rune of initiation. Okay. Number three, here's what we have for you for your January 2025. First of all, this is a time for you to really play. It is time for you, number three. It's time to, I just had the image of like dusting yourself off. It's time to dust off the dusty shelves. I'll tell you, number three, I had an image of dusty shelves. And so you may be feeling like that in your life lately, just a little dusty. Number three, it's time to dust yourself off, dust your life off, dust the shelves off. It's time to play. It's time to bring in some fresh and youthful, playful energy into your January. It's time to just get out and play. It's time to frolic, number three. Now we've got that clearly in these cards with the encouragement with the Six of Cups to go play. You know, whatever play looks like to you, that's up to you to define, number three. It's not up to anyone else to define what play means to you. And so play to you might mean, you know, going and skipping in a stream. I mean, depending on where you are in the world, it might be a little cold to do that right now, but it might actually mean like going and wading in the stream. It might also mean swinging on a swing. It might mean frolicking through a garden. It might mean picking mushrooms or playing with gnomes or fairies. It might mean riding on a unicorn, getting out your dress up clothes and pretending that you are a princess. It might mean any or all of those things, number three, but what really matters is what it means to you. And so no one else can tell you what play means to you. And so if you're thinking, oh, I want to go play, I want to, maybe get out some of my paints and play with paints, and someone else is thinking, that's not play, that's work. Well, maybe to you, that's play. And that's what matters, number three. And so for your January, you're being encouraged to define what play means to you and to do it. To do it, number three, and to not listen to what anyone else might say and to not what anyone else thinks that play is, but what you think play is. So it's time to bring in some youthful, childlike energy and play and have fun. Number three, it's time for some fun in your January 2025. What a powerful way to kick off the year. By the way, number three, I don't want to forget, I did forget, and so I can't forget again, that when it comes to kicking off a powerful 2025, number three, I want to encourage you. I have going on right now my Back to Center program. This is a powerful, self-paced program to help you transition to the new year with power and purpose. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/back to center. The link is down below, but this program might be a form of play for you. I do this program every year, and indeed it is powerful with its reflections and activities, and it might be a playful kind of way for you to begin the new year as well. Number three, but you can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/back to center. Also, I don't want to forget, number three, one great way that you might want to play is with the cards. And every new year, I offer live one-on-one New Year readings for your New Year messages. Now, this year, I'm only offering them on one day. Slots are limited. They do fill up quickly. And so if you want to get your own one-on-one messages for your 2025, check it out, standingstoneshealing.com/2025. The link is down below. But those might be some ways that you might want to play in your new year, in your January, number three. But what do we have going on with these runes, number three? There's a lot of Viking runes here. Here's what the runes are saying. We're going to look at these individually, but as a whole, these runes are saying, yeah, you're feeling a little funky, number three, in terms of the energy, that dusty image of needing to dust off the shelves. You've got some scattered kind of energy that's, quite frankly, just maybe weighing you down a little bit and feeling a little heavy. And it's time to brush some of that off. And the play is really going to help with that. It's going to help lighten things up, lighten the mood, bring in a hot chocolate kind of energy to your January, number three. And by hot chocolate kind of energy, I mean childlike, playful, light, and youthful. And definitely that's something that you're in need of right now. Now, here we also have some encouragement for you that the feelings, some of the defensive kinds of feelings that you may have been having with some of that energy, some of this kind of feeling with that heavy energy, that's going to help to alleviate. The play is going to help to alleviate some of those dense energies. It's going to help you as well with some of your questions and concerns about money, wealth, and possessions. Those kinds of things can weigh on our mind, especially at this time of year as we transition from one year to the next. We can have questions about wealth and money and possessions, and those like adult kinds of feelings can weigh us down. And it's time to brush and dust some of that energy off as well and bring in that playful energy, number three. Now, number three, as you do this, you've got some growth that's coming in for you. I don't know about you, number three, but I think there's a lot of growth going on here. This happily ever after card with all of the growth, definitely you've got that going on for you as you bring in that playful light energy. And number three, this is the rune of initiation. And this rune is really here to encourage you to, bring some of that light energy into some of that heaviness in terms of making the play into even a ritual kind of thing and bringing in some more magic into the play by maybe turning it into a ritualistic kind of experience for you. So number three, this is fun. This is exciting. This is, a great encouragement to bring in a lot of light and levity and play for you at this time as you transition into your 2025. What a great way to start your new year. Number three, with some intentional play to dust off some of that funky, dense energy around you, get light, and get fun. So I'm sending so many blessings and best wishes to your 2025 beginning number 3, and to all of that play that you are in for in your January 2025.